that midseason push perhaps more accurate towards the top of the standings and compete for these playoff spots and go to Worlds, they have to start.
Yeah, pressure is on, and as you can see, we have entered into picks and bans for Game 1 between Envy and CLG. Racing through real quick, Huhi being removed from that Azir. We know that's a huge playmaker. Jax taken away from Darshan as well. Lissandra and Karma taken away from Envy. So both teams well aware of each other's playstyles and preferred picks.
These two bans from CLG, I think, are very smart because it's actually two flex picks that Envy likes to use a lot. So Lissandra is something that Ninja excels on. Seraph is also a great Lissandra. And Hakuo and Ninja both like to flex the Karma, take away some of their options, make their bans and pick phase a lot more kind of clear because you don't have these flex picks. It's more obvious where things are going and you can adapt a lot more easily. Rise going to get taken off the table here for Huhi as well. That is very common to take away from the guy. I think it is really his most successful mid lane champion. Vladimir also going to be banned, so a lot of teams still placing quite high priority on the champion, although has had mixed results so far in this patch.
Yeah, despite the nerf, still does so much for the teams.
Yeah.
So we'll see how Envy decide to start this off as they are on blue side this time around. Not exactly counterpick, but they do get priority. We'll see if they focus on those junglers. We know they've done that before. Proxen really enabling so much for Seraph and Ninja.
Playing some unique picks yesterday with the Lee Sin.
Yeah.
That was something that we had really not been seeing at all lately. And Rek'Sai has been a traditional very early first pick. It's going to be the Sivir, though, so a lot of priority on the wave clear from Sivir. The late game team fight's very powerful, has some engaged tools with the ultimate as well.
Yeah, Sivir first pick.
Yeah.
Going to enable quite a bit. Might see maybe the Swain or something. But CLG giving the Gnar an old hover. We've seen a lot of Gnar in Europe, not so much here in the LCS. It pops up every once in a while, but
yeah, Impact was playing it against TSM.
Yeah.
So we did see it yesterday. It has received some buffs. There's more damage, across the board. There's a longer range on the boomerang. You're kind of scaling range as well. And the mini form also is going up, so it's getting some buffs, but it's not going to be the selection. Smithy going to be locking in the Elise Darshan with that Aurelia. So strong first round of picks here. Not what I would have really necessarily expected from Smithy with, Nidalee open, something that he's very good at. It's always been very high priority. He's also great on Rek'Sai, on Kindred. A lot of champions open. He's going to elect to go with the Elise. So kind of prioritizing, I think, early game pressure, CC, looking for ganks.
Well, I mean, he does already have that Aurelia. So if Darshan can make it to the late game in a confident way, that might be a way to shore up those weaknesses that late game Elise has. So two strong picks for CLG. Envy looking for their next two. We just saw a couple of hovers, as we still haven't seen either of those solo lanes yet, despite the fact that we know the top lane for Darshan is going to be the Aurelia. Trundle still very strong. Could be an option for Seraph.
Yeah, Trundle did get some hits in the last patch as well. Lost a lot of HP regen, which is pretty impactful in those long extended trades. It's always a frustration playing against the Trundle where it just feels like he's just healing back up and healing back up with that passive. So a little bit of that has been knocked off. At the same time, Rek'Sai, Braum, very solid core 3 for the Envy squad. These are all high priority champions and they're going to be able to pick them all up. So things looking good so far for Envy. At the same
strong
time,
front line.
Yeah, definitely. And CLG always likes to have a little bit of fun. 6A always hovering over the champions.
The Warwick.
The smile on his face. He goes from the Alawi to the Warwick. And we'll see what their next lock-ins are going to be. There's a lot of options here. Afromu could be playing that Alistar. He's been favoring the range supports a lot more. I think the Alistar is kind of a champion that has really lowered as far as the value of the pick. People are not prioritizing it very highly. It's still played a lot in Korea, but I'm not expecting it. Certainly still a possibility if they want some tankiness from their support position.
Bit of defense to keep Stixxay alive. We saw what he can do if he's allowed to go off. And Ashe locked in with a Thresh. A little bit of pick, actually a lot of pick with the Elise and now the Thresh.
Definitely a lot of pick there. We'll see how he's going to be able to perform. One of the difficulties with playing a Thresh into a lineup like this is, yes, it's great to get those hooks, it's great, but there's a lot of targets here that are going to be difficult to hook. Braum is not really who you want to pull in. The Rek'Sai generally not who you really want to pull in. you know, it's harder to kind of get those juicy targets. Sivir can spell shield it. We'll see what plays he's going to be able to make, and it's not that you can't kill off these tanky targets. It's just less ideal than if you hook someone like, you know, a Zyra supporter, Soraka.
Yeah.
They're in a lot of trouble, right? Whereas the Braum is much happier soaking that for them. So we'll see what the follow-up is going to be, but it's very CC heavy so far for CLG. We have Ashe for pick, along with the Elisa Coons, the Thresh hooks, Equilibrium Strike from the Aurelia. So heavy on the CC, they're going to look for picks.
Yeah. Envy, on the other hand, no surprise to see them hold on to their solo lanes until last. Ninja and Seraph going to be taking Victor and Renekton.
Very solid all-around team fight squad here. Renekton is going to be strong. I think should have the advantage, especially in the early levels, over the Aurelia. Very powerful laner here, picked up by Seraph. And we all know Victor, exceptionally strong mid laner. Doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses. There's nothing you really think of as a bad matchup for the Victor because he has such good wave clear, high team fight presence, good gank assist, just all around very, very strong. Pobelter, you know, performing exceptionally well on it yesterday when we saw it brought out. Cassiopeia going to be the pick here for Huhi. So some late game scaling, strong team fighting. Something that maybe they were missing a little bit of was that team fight power because they're relying a lot on CC, kind of more supportive roles from some of their, you know, their jungle and their AD carry. He's going to bring a lot of damage for the team, and also more CC.
Yeah.
The ultimate Petrifying Gaze, very powerful. Also, you have, you know, the grounding mechanic with your W, denying those dashes. So for someone like Seraph who wants to kind of zip in and out of those fights with his dash on Renekton, it's going to be a little bit tougher playing around them.
Yeah, CLG showing us a very strong composition as they flesh it out with that final pick.
Yeah.
The teams are getting ready. CLG hoping to take it back after their defeat a few weeks ago against Envy. But we want you to send us on to Summoner's Rift with your vote on Twitter. Tweet hashtag EnvyWin or hashtag CLGWin to register your vote. We'll tally those as we get on in. CLG fans, show your pride. Envy fans, do the same. Lots of damage, lots of pick. This seems like this might just be a high-octane game between the two teams as we load onto the Rift.
Certainly can be. Yeah, I definitely feel like Envy has a super solid all-around team fighting team. They have a lot of kind of everything that you want. They have a beefy front line. It's going to be hard for Aphromoo to kind of zero out those hook targets that he wants. There's not really a lot of great targets for him, but at the same time, CLG is going to be a team that has so much pick potential. If you're caught in the wrong spot at the wrong time, you are going to get nailed by Ashe arrows, by cocoons, and if you get hit by one thing, you are going to be like just CC'd to death, basically.
We'll have to keep an eye on CLG, as for now, probably not going to see too many picks out of that Ashe early on. We'll have to keep an eye on Xmithy and Afro.
Needs the ultimate, obviously.
Yeah. But for the early game, we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, possibility of a lane swap might be an easier way to protect Ashe and get her towards that level 6 sooner. Right now, seems like we've got some standard battle lines from both teams as they ward out the map and assume pretty safe positions, though it looks like Afro and Stixxay are heading towards that top side of the map.
Yeah, they are moving up there, so going to initiate the lane swap, very likely. Darshan is actually pinging it out. They may be looking for some cheese here. We'll see what happens. Stixxay is moving back. They're kind of pinging out different locations. I thought they were going to maybe move up as a squad and kind of camp the bush, something that we do see occasionally. But at the same time, I think they were just trying to ping out, find out where the duo lane is. I'm not sure really if there was any information that they got that tipped them off. I don't think so because they have no deep wards. So either way, they're trying to anticipate where the other team's going to be. And Stixxay and Aphromoo will move down to the bot lane. So we're going to have standard lanes.
Yeah.
I always love.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on those lanes and see if Stixxay will be able to outplay the semi-rookie Lod. I mean, Stixxay just had his own rookie split.
Yeah.
And now Lod, technically not a rookie this split because he did play a little bit last split, but this is the first time he's really full-time playing for the team.
Certainly, two very new AD carry players, both excellent.
Yeah, they're putting up some good numbers.
Yeah, Stixxay, especially, you know, MSI, kind of rose in stock in most people's minds, looked great there, and Lod, I've felt, has just been having a fantastic season for Envy.
So far, seems like we're not seeing anything exciting as everyone decides to start with a camp and head on down to their lanes. Level 2 picked up by both of the AD carries means the experience was juggled properly. So Laud is going to have to sit back as the early harass and potential for crowd control from Aframu scares them away. Now he's got level 2, so that's both Hook and Flay, if he manages to find anyone. However, Xmithy clears 2 camps and races down to the scuttle. He actually gets a ward that spots out Proxen. So Proxen currently in between that Cassiopeia and the Elise, not sure he knows.
Yeah, it's actually very nice, able to waste some of the time here. But actually, Hui does not respect it. He may be going down.
Oh, yeah, deciding not to overcommit. They did burn the flash.
I gotta say, man, as a jungler, that's actually super frustrating. You warded it out, your mid laner knows that he's there, and Hui's trying to waste his time, but was too far up and did not respect the potential of the flash engage. So actually has to waste his own flash, gets chunked out low, has to base. So although Xmithy had the ward, spotted him out, his mid laner still has to blow flash.
Yeah.
Not great.
Not exactly ideal, though. Xmithy with double buff is invading.
Proxen's
Proxen's
really
so low.
Proxen could be in trouble. He
Gets
spots
the ward.
the
Oh, yeah. He just barely spots it and doesn't even bother with the Krugs. Immediately takes off towards that blue buff.
Yeah, no way he could challenge Xmithy right now. He's very low on HP. Did take that turret shot as well as some damage. Either way, things still pretty even besides that missing flash for Hui. He's keeping up fine in CS. Seraph going to be bullying Darshan a little bit here in the early game. Pretty expected. If you look at that trade, ooh, brutal.
Oh, yeah. Seraph trading it back with Darshan.
Yeah.
We heard earlier, Darshan's not terribly afraid of the 1v1, more afraid of Seraph's ability to contribute for team play. So
in this matchup, though, he's got to be afraid of that 1v1. You need to respect the all-in potential of that Renekton. He has the point-and-click stun. It's great for setting up both ganks as well as just the straight-up all-ins. And Renekton is always scary because it has this really strong early couple levels, and then again, once he hits like between 6 and 9, he's also super powerful. He has the ultimate, which gives him this HP steroid that allows him to dive, and then we may be trying to set this up. We have to remember, though, there's no flash on Proxen, so this would be definitely dangerous, especially with Xmithy moving up towards top lane. Proxen gets spotted out. We'll see if they can make the collapse. They want to go for it. Here comes Xmithy.
Darshan. Flash Cocoon catches Proxen. They're going to try to burst him down. First blood, CLG.
Xmithy with the big play. He has his flash. Proxen did not have his because he blew it in the mid lane. Nails the flash cocoon. No hesitation. And that is a big start for CLG. Darshan even picks up the red buff, and that's going to make things a lot harder for Seraph.
Yeah. Now forced to burn his teleport to get back up. Does have a minor CS lead over Darshan, but with no jungle support for the time being means he's got to be a little bit more careful pushing forward. As Ninja and Hui continue to trade it out in the mid lane. Despite being flashless, Hui still has a defensive ghost. So he's able to keep up in CS rather cleanly, despite Ninja tossing out the lasers every now and again. Oh,
Hui's going to get stunned, but does do okay on that trade anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you said, does have the ghost still, and he knew that the jungler was off the map, importantly, so it allows him to play a little bit more aggressively because they knew that that had happened. And here it is once again. You know, the pink ward gets dropped. Darshan knows his jungler is coming, immediately collapses. Flash cocoon nailed there by Xmithy. First blood goes over to Darshan, exactly who you wanted on. That red buff is no joke early on in the game. It's so tough to deal with because the true damage it deals, as well as the slow, is so impactful when your damage is relatively low. It's highly dependent on auto attacks and stuff. It really swings fights in your favor.
You can see Darshan with that experience, and the wave gets level 6, and we were just... I just mentioned Seraph with the minor advantage on first recall. As you said, immediately turned around. Proxen was trying to make something happen with a ward, but no chance.
Yep, and that can be the case sometimes. Sometimes your jungler tries to gank for you, it doesn't work out, can put your opponent ahead, and it's a frustrating situation for Seraph because he had carved out an advantage for him, and now because that first blood being gifted over, he's not only down in gold, but loses that red buff, and going to be taking some dangerous trades here. Darshan wants to be able to push this in, and he will be able to do so. So no freeze for Seraph. Still a lot of CS for him to collect, and he's not going to be a bad spot by any means. Darshan, though, gets to recall. Actually, wow, he's not going to decide to. I find that surprising because he has a lot of gold to spend. They actually want to try to kill him, I think, because he's getting pinged out, and Smithy's moving up topside. So they are going to try to kill off Seraph once again. And if you can kill a top laner with no TP, it is pretty devastating because then you lose all the XP when it gets pushed in. So that's exactly what they're looking for. Darshan's camping it out, and Seraph is going to try to maybe push it in, but Seraph checks.
Yeah, good stun. Seraph dodges back and escapes. Xmithy will be spotted out by a ward that Proxen was able to place earlier. And Proxen now on the other side of the map is spotted by Vision placed by Xmithy earlier. So Jungler is just continuing to roam around.
Still, the problem here is even though he knows he's coming, it doesn't matter if you're prepared because Elise is so fantastic at turret diving. You can drop aggro with a repel. So even just Smithy showing on that ward means Seraph has to base. He's going to lose out on this wave. More of an advantage given over once again to Darshan, as a lot of this experience is going to get denied.
Yeah, Darshan has been struggling lately, and now it seems as though Xmithy putting some pressure on that top lane, sort of prioritizing a little bit by dropping that vision, roaming up there once or twice. Might allow him to get back into it.
Early Mobies here too for Smithy. You can see the emphasis he's putting on the early game. He wants to be able to move around the map, affect pressure. He's not going to be putting the pressure on himself to carry. He wants to enable his laners to carry. So get people ahead, move around, always be threatening the ganks, and allow your solo laners to carve out these advantages through your assistance.
Well, CLG with that early pressure so far has been able
in
to...
a bad spot here. The team is collapsing.
Oh, he's going to try to burn the kill. Flash, but Ninja answers with a flash of his own. Huhi on cooldown when his flash comes back up. Uses aggression to escape.
Yeah, good trade there from Huhi. One summoner spell for 2. He does drop the ultimate as well. But Proxen and Haku are still sitting around. Smithy is there, as always, ready to support. So no real danger. And they're going to move over, try to pick up this blue buff, probably for Huhi.
Stixay on recall. Minor CS lead. There's no flash on Ninja and no cleanse, but Huhi knows that. Just tries to trade it out, fully him out of lane. As CLG now for the counter invade with Xmithy and Afro move. Get some deep vision of their own. Might be looking for that Ocean Drake if they can bully Ninja out.
Yeah, they want to know exactly where these guys are, get deep vision, allow your laners to play aggressively. They know that Proxen has his flash again now, so there is high ganking potential. You're carving out these advantages, don't want to throw them away to anything silly. In the bot lane, things looking pretty good for CLG. A little bit of a freeze setup here. You know, a good chunk of CS, honestly, for this stage in the game, and CLG is looking solid.
They certainly are. Very legacy team. They've got a long history, so definitely have been in this sort of situation before, starting off the split without that great of a scoreline. Well, if any team were to be able to recover from experience alone, CLG just might have to be it.
Yeah, they have such a wealth of experience that it's one of those things when you've seen these situations before, like you said, it makes you more comfortable to know, hey, we might not be in the best spot now, but this is how we come back. This is what we do next. And always having those next steps, the kind of game-winning plans, and even just the plans for the split, how to recover, how to improve, is so, so big. CLG, though, looking to set up a dive here on the bot lane. Victor roaming down. At least going to be able to push him back, getting a lot of damage in on the turret. And since CLG knows this is coming, Hui's looking to cut him off. We'll see if he can do anything here.
Yeah, that's a lot of chip damage on the turret, but luckily Sivir is able to clear it rather well as Stixay sidesteps.
Proxen's coming, and they're looking for Huhi. He has not been spotted out. Huhi pretty far up, has no flash. Remember, this is a flash on Rek'Sai, so he can look for the hard engage. But with
he finally goes forward. There goes Proxen. Huhi drops the ghost, lands the ultimate, but he's taking damage from Ninja, not from Proxen, who's able to take a few turret hits and get out. Darshan completes the teleport along with Seraph, and Proxen will tunnel his way out, but CLG are collapsing. They got to fan out. Comb the desert. Find him.
Yeah, I feel like Darshan might have wanted to actually cancel that because now the wave top lane is in a really bad spot. So sacrificing for the team, they're trying to get Proxen. Maybe they're going to do it, but at the same time, Seraph can set up a freeze for himself in the top lane. It's a lot of minions that are going to be going over his way. And look at all this damage on the mid lane turret. Sure, yes, he killed Proxen, great. But
whoa!
This is a lot committed.
Okay, finally he's going to go down. Solo kill to Xmithy. And as you said, a lot traded off.
Yeah, it's what can they get in return, right? Now they need to kind of, it's their turn. They kill off the jungler. They need to try to pick up a dragon, get some sort of pressure, do something while Proxen is off the map in order to kind of recoup those losses.
Yeah, you can see the duo for CLG catching the wave in the mid lane before heading bottom. And Chilling Smite now picked up for Xmithy might help him clear out a little bit faster, or perhaps give chase to those more mobile Rek'Sai who dive into his back lines. But recall from Huhi means might not see too much pressure on that Drake for now, so CLG not quite able to take advantage of that deep member of Proxen. Oh no, their recall was canceled. They do collapse on the Drake. They're doing it.
Yep, so they are going over to the Drake. This is the advantage that they gained. They got vision, and Envy does not feel comfortable to kind of even check this. So, Proxen on top side, free dragon there for CLG. The water one is one of the best dragons you can pick up, especially early in the game. As a first dragon, I actually think it's probably the best dragon. Personally, especially for junglers, it's fantastic because jungle monsters do not put you in combat, so you always get the regen even when you're clearing. Basically lets you clear forever. At the same time, Envy with an answer of their own, it's getting pinged out, but I think they're too little too late. This should go over to Envy.
Yeah, it is running low on patience, so they gotta actually stand. Oh, it resets!
No, it reset it. That's
no!
That's brutal. It would have been there.
They actually see Darshan. He gets tagged by the Winter's Bite, flashes the fissure. He does finally eat the stun, and Proxen will be able to secure the kill. But here's the rest of CLG on the other side. Miasma zones Ninja away. Lod's still splitting bottom, so this is a 4v4.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Darshan thought he could do, just kind of wandering in like that, but gonna pay for it. I mean, I'd still probably say it's fine to trade your life to stop the Rift Herald. Not the best situation, but either way, CLG pushing heavily down the mid lane. A lot of damage being done to this turret. Big wave clear comes in from Ninja, though. That should be that. At the same time, Seraph is clearing it out in the top lane, and he's carving out an advantage for himself. So even though Darshan was kind of gifted this first blood through the help of Smithy and the mistake of Proxen, he's falling behind. Once again, he's going to be down on the CS, he's down in experience, and this is a guy who has first blood. He should be the one kind of dictating the pace and getting the advantages, but I feel like he's not managing the minion waves very well.
Yeah, Darshan not quite putting up the performance that we're hoping for. As Stixxay and Afro head towards that top side, late lane swap initiated by CLG, and it is a long lane for Darshan, so...
Yeah, has the Trinity Force.
Playing it safe.
He's going to be quite strong at this point in the game. If there were a time for him to kind of make that 1v1 outplay, it would be now.
Yeah, there's nobody from Envy to cover their top lane. Stixxay and Afro are going to bring this big wave into the minion turret. Lod's on his way.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can take that tier 1 turret and open up a brief advantage as the wave finally gets cleared. Not quite enough damage just yet.
Yeah.
Here comes the duo, but Smithy's up there as well.
A lot of HP on the turret. Would be a hard dive to execute. Very risky against the Braum, who, can kind of really add a lot. And they're going to go in. Nice ash arrow.
Trying to burst down Hakuho. He takes a lot of damage before walking away. And CLG drop the burst, back out. Small wins. Small wins.
Yeah, good trade there. Ash Arrow, they get the flash out of Hakuho, they get the heal from Laud. Cost them Afromu's exhaust, but still very worthwhile. They can hang around because Hakuho is low and summonerless, so they're going to look to try to push it in, see what they can get. And I think that Hawkshot actually did just spot out the jungle.
Yeah, Proxen is spotted, so Stixxay is going to try to get some damage before taking that out. Here comes a teleport. Envy are going to try to catch up. Box and play keeps Proxen away, but he continues to chase. Afromu is going to walk forward as Smithy is
coming around the side,
zoning.
though.
Yeah, here comes Ninja. He's got flash. Laser does some good damage. Chaos Storm is going to pop. No, it's flashed out by Stixxay. He's dodging Afromu. He's going to survive. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Darshan teleports in from behind. Hakuho still alive miraculously. They don't quite have enough damage, though, as despite Stixxay trying to kite it out. 1 for 3 for Envy.
Yeah, good job there by Envy, making the collapse, getting the kills. He's in the back line, but he is by himself. I don't know what he's thinking.
Man. Flashes the wall. There's a ghost. He's got a lot of movement speed. Finally, he seems like he might be able to get away.
He needs to keep running. I mean, he's turning around for this fight, but if Tunnel comes back up, Rek'Sai could take him out, and I don't know what he was thinking there.
Yeah.
Kind of 1v3 flank with the turret still alive. That was awful.
And not a very clean play. CLG trying to do the pick fight they were looking for, trying to fight under the turret, but not able to turn it around. Here that is once again.
Yeah, so here we do have the play. Proxen kind of coming around here, and TP comes in immediately from Seraph so much earlier. Darshan was trying to stop this, and he does do so, so that is a victory for him in and of itself. But he does not elect to TP in right away, backs off very, very far. Just now is he actually starting to TP, so very late to the play is Darshan. Ninja goes down to the turret, but now it's the chase. And what Darshan wants to do here is he's actually looking to get a Q reset on Hakuho. That's what he was trying to do. He's trying to get in range, get the Q execute, then bounce right over to Laud and take him out. Unfortunately, he ends up getting tagged, gets taken out. He's still very squishy, right? So you can't just walk through these damage dealers. And now Huhi with the kind of 1v3 face check, and even if Proxim wasn't there, I just don't know what he really expected to get done. Maybe a quick ultimate on Hakuho and kill him off or something, but that is risky and going to cost him both his summoners, almost his life. Either way, still a close game. Only 1,000 gold lead here for Envy. So CLG does not need to worry too much just yet. But Darshan started with the first blood, giving up 2 deaths since then. He's down 2 levels now on Seraph.
CLG, at least, they are showing that they are sticking to a committed strategy. Layer CC, layer these picks, and look for kills, while continuing to play the macro play. They finally were able to take down that top tier 1 turret, despite Envy trying to defend. So with that opened up, it might free them up just a little bit more, as Ninja is going to eat some damage from Xmithy. And Envy, despite getting the better of these kills, not quite keeping pace in turrets, but this isn't opening up too much of an advantage for CLG. In fact, Envy,
not at all.
The ones with the gold lead.
You know, Smithy kind of invested a lot early game to get his laners ahead, and as a result, fell behind in farm. He wards out the early gank from Proxim and Huhi, and Huhi has to flash anyway. He doesn't respect it. Then he gets first blood over to Darshan, and Darshan falls behind. So it's a tough situation for Smithy because of that, and a lot of the burden will really be on Huhi and Stixxay to kind of carry these team fights. I feel like, you know, Stixxay is up in farm. He's doing pretty well for himself. Huhi has a very powerful scaling champion. We'll see how he's going to be able to do this game, but a lot of the onus is going to be on these players, and they are not doing too well with the leads that they were given.
Yeah, there have been a lot of questions about Huhi in the mid lane lately. CLG, a lot of people are saying that currently the meta focuses a more mid lane focused team, while Huhi, he's on the Cassiopeia this time, but he's actually got to be with his team instead of trying to flank 1v3 if he hopes to take advantage. Now Rift Herald is going to be picked up 15 seconds before it disappears by Envy. Well, Darshan, he's trying to 1v1 Seraph here to get some good damage, trades it back. Will he be able to get the solo kill? He does. Darshan shows he's still got it.
Well played there by Darshan. Gets the solo kill, the outplay while down a level, and so much damage coming in with that W max from Darshan. Able to punch right through Seraph and his additional HP with the ultimate. So nicely done by Darshan. Finally kind of converts on some of the advantages that he was given. Early Trinity Force, he's down in gold, down a level, still gets the kill.
Oh, Hakuho.
Ooh, he's tagged though.
He goes super hard for Darshan. They will be able to get the kill. CLG, they're camping inside of the jungle right now.
Looking for a pick. Nope, just going to take the red buff and get out there. So Darshan gets the outplay, then outplays himself. Stays around for the turret a little bit too long. Gonna get chased down still.
The overgreed.
Nice job by him there, and he has evened up the CS, caught up in levels. So
yeah.
No, wasn't long ago he was down 2.
Exactly, and it is such a gray area. It's like, all right, I've solo killed him. I know the enemy team's coming, but I want to get some damage on this turret.
Yeah.
How far can I push this advantage? And apparently that was too far.
And that's one of the toughest things about playing top lane, because it's such this fine line. It so much depends on minion waves, on these little lines. Just how far can you go? Just how long can you stay? You need to eke out these advantages so you don't fall behind in XP, in gold. And a lot of times you can kind of get caught a little bit down with your pants down when you stay around for just that one extra creep wave, that one little bit more turret damage.
Yeah, not expecting Hakuho to flash the wall and tag him with the winner's fight.
Well played by Hakuho, though.
Yeah, burning Darshan. So Ninja is going to try to get some damage down. Petrifying Gaze,
nice.
A little optimistically. Whoa, the rest of Envy were collapsing. That explains the push down mid lane. They pick off a kill onto Aframu in his blind jungle and are able to break down that mid tier 1. Once again, taking the advantage in turrets.
Yeah, Ninja reading Huhi like a book there. A little turnaround, expecting the ult. He turns his back to him, avoids the stun, and a nice little outplay there by Ninja.
Oh, man. Death Bush, double Death Bush from Envy.
Yeah.
Is that like a death hedge? They're just
know.
coming out of the trees, man.
You tell me, this is your time. Coin this phrase. It hasn't been made, Dom. Quick, don't blow it.
Oh, man. Guerrilla warfare from Envy. They found 1 kill onto Aframu, but weren't able to find too many more.
Yeah.
But they did take that 1 turret. Here that is once again. Oh, man. Envy just got in there first, and Aframu didn't seem like he was paying attention.
Yeah, well, no vision there. He's making a warding mission, trying to clear that out. Smithy gonna try to check the Baron. They've been baiting out here, and this is the advantage that it gets you when you do take vision control over your opponent's jungle. You can kind of just hang around. They only have so many ways to really check the Baron. They have the one blue trinket, they have Hawkshot from Stixxay. After that, you got a face check, right? So Envy just keeps hanging around, keeps clearing out vision, and this forces CLG to put themselves in dangerous situations. Unfortunately, this time it was not Afro blue checking. He could stand in the back with the lantern to bring Smithy to safety.
CLG trying to get back in this game. But Envy pressing their advantage, getting their wards as far forward as they can, finding picks left and right, though it's CLG who have got the pick composition.
Doing well, and it is a very close game still. 2K up for Envy, making it about 2.5. A nice lead, but by no means do they have this game in the bag. They're going to have to continue making the good plays that they have been throughout this game.
Pressure is on for CLG fans.
Yeah.
Do they have the faith to keep CLG alive and let them rise as Hakuho seems to be caught once again? That's a kill for CLG.
Nice catch by CLG, showing off their CC chain. It's exactly what they want to do. Cocoon lands, hook lands, arrow lands.
Yeah.
No chance to react there. So once you get tagged by one, the overlap is perfect from CLG. They pick themselves up a kill. What else can they get, though? Darshan pushing heavy in the volley. Nice flash!
Flash ultimate. They catch Seraph. He's pulled forward. There's the CC chain.
Exactly what we need to see there from Huhi. Beautiful play, comes up big with the ulti flash, and now the hook on Ninja.
Oh, they got Ninja again. He's got no cleanse. There he goes in. Proxen in the back line is going to be able to drop Huhi. There's a repel, but there's nowhere for Xmithie to go, so he drops straight back down. Stixxay is able to kite it out. Darshan joins the fight just a little bit too late, and Envy lose one and back away.
Darshan trying to make the rotation. Maybe should have just stayed bot lane and tried to push that in. Always trying to play for the team. Sometimes backfires. Here comes Hakuho.
Oh,
nice
he's able to flash
sidestep
forward. Stixxay is trying to go for the kill as Xmithie and Darshan manage to catch Envy from behind and get cleaned up and ace for CLG.
Wow, Darshan and Smithy make the collapse onto Laud as the rest of the team is trying to pile onto Stixxay. Laud gets left out to dry there and gets deleted by Darshan and Smithy. So here we go again. The play that started it all from Huhi. Beautiful stuff. Flash ulti, lands it on both. Cleanse comes out from Ninja. The follow-up hook onto Seraph means he has no chance to even ultimate or flash. He goes down immediately. Now the ensuing play. Ninja nailed by the hook, but look at the return damage for him. Big ulti comes down. Avramu's exhaust a little bit too late means that Huhi gives up his life. And now it's the extended fight. So Darshan makes the rotation. Initially, it looked like he wasn't going to get anything from this and maybe should have stayed bot, but he does hang around, and now Envy commits to the fight, thinking Darshan is gone. He comes right back in. Hakuho jumping forward here, and you'll see on the backside, they just left Laud. There's Smithy going in. Wow, what a spell shield actually by Laud. That was insane. Spell shields, the point blank flash cocoon. Still gets deleted though, but very nice mechanical play. That was actually some insane reactions by Laud.
One of the side effects of two champions jumping on you.
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit tough to hold on, but CLG now with an advantage are going to try to take their third Drake of the game. Despite trailing behind Envy for most of it, they've actually had a neutral objective advantage in these Drakes. Try to burn it down. Here comes Proxen. He's got his smite. Will Xmithie be able to secure it? He will indeed.
Seraph on the bot side.
Keeping him occupied. The front line is only going to be Hakuho and Proxen. Huhi split off from the rest of the team play means that they're trying to kite back. Huhi.
Is Darshan?
Engage.
He got the solo kill and he's coming around. They're looking for the collapse. It's a 5v4. Ninja gets slowed. Can they continue? Doesn't look like it. Gravity Field is going to stop that, but CLG hitting big item spikes here. Bork finished there for Darshan. He shows it off on the solo kill on Seraph, and now he is up 2 levels, really battling back after a weak early game. And Huhi with the Rylai's. A lot of items being completed here for CLG, and they are putting on the pressure.
Yeah, Envy starting to buckle a little bit under that pressure, able to defend their tier 2 still for just a bit longer. As they've got both Sivir and Victor, it's going to take more than just a few minion waves to be able to break this down. However, Enchanted Crystal Arrow, half-off cooldown, hook finds Hakuho. Proxen gets the knock-up on the Stixxay. He gets pulled back in, though. Seraph is able to teleport in, and the Poison Tick gets the kill onto Proxen. It's now a 2,500 gold lead for CLG as they seem to have come back online in these past few minutes.
Yeah, they're doing great, and Proxen, very tanky, but has no MR, and you're going to get cut through by these kind of AP jungler, the AP mid laner, who he especially, you know, Cassiopeia kind of acts like an AD carry for those AP champions. Very, very heavy damage. They're moving up towards Baron, perhaps to bait this. Cass is one of the very best at doing that Baron, and who he's going to look for a pick, camping out on this pink ward. But they know something's up. I mean, the mini waves are crashing top lane and bot lane, so CLG needs to make a move here. They're giving up a lot of XP and a lot of minions.
Yeah, finally the blue trinket gets stomped out by Envy. Says, aha, you weren't doing the Baron. We knew it. Called your bluff.
Yeah, CLG was kind of hoping that Envy would get a bit antsy there and just kind of run in, assuming that they're going to rush it down. But Envy plays it patiently. As a result, CLG going to lose a few minions to the turrets. Not too much, though. 6A there in time to collect most of it. They do lose the bot lane wave, though, and not the end of the world. It's opportunity cost, right? They're looking now for a pick on 6A, though, and he's
they're racing forward. I think that hawk shot actually just managed to catch Envy with the edge of the vision. So Envy, all they get is some deep vision, and they're going to steal away this red buff. So CLG are able to maintain their lead, and the play from Envy to get themselves back in doesn't quite pay off just yet.
It's getting dangerous as well for Seraph, who has lost a couple fights in a row now, and he's getting kind of outscaled. They're going to start up the Baron. Darshan's in the bot lane, has TP. Do CLG sniff it out? Here comes Smithy. When's the TP coming in? Yes, right immediately now. It's coming into the blue buff. They're going to try to collapse. We'll see if they can do it. Ultimate even on Baron. They're rushing it.
They're going to try to burn it down. Stixxay is not going to be able to steal it. It's picked up. Darshan in the back line gets deleted by Envy. Seraph is able to get the kill onto Xmithy. Stixxay takes the lantern, but Flash, Naka, Petrifying Gaze. There's the Miasma, who he's trying to turn it around. Does he have enough damage? As Envy are able to kite out the crowd control. Looks like Proxen will be the sacrificial lamb so that Envy can get this Baron and get away.
Yeah, the Rylai is able to chase him down, but what a committal to the Baron. Even the Victor ult was dropped on the Baron. They are going all in on rushing that. No chance they wanted to fight it once they commit all their ultimates to killing the Baron. It works out, though. What a decisive call from Envy. And they get the Baron. That is huge.
Yeah, looks like we've got ourselves a series. Very fast pace between the two. CLG just barely ahead in gold right now. Here that is once again, though.
I'm actually so impressed by this. Yes, they know that Darshan's coming, but they know the team is late to the play. He's still far away. So they make full committal onto the Baron. Darshan kind of diving in there, trying to save it. But the rest of his team has not arrived yet. He's still very squishy. He's almost full DPS build. He gets taken out fast. Smithy goes down in the attempt to steal. Proxen is going to be left out to dry as he will get chased down. The Rylai is so hard to escape from, and not a big deal, though, losing your jungler when you pick up the top laner, the jungler, and the Baron. So fantastic stuff from Envy. Super impressed with their shot calling there.
Very decisive play. Seraph leading Envy as best he can against CLG, hoping for that second split win to be able to secure the head-to-head as we get closer and closer to the playoffs and these two teams remain close in the standings.
Yeah.
That head-to-head is going to become very important. But CLG, they still have that neutral Drake advantage. Next one will be a Mountain. Very good in the late game. However, they're going to have to deal with this Baron for the next 2 minutes. So Mountain Drake will spawn, and
they have to
Envy.
be careful as well. I mean, they're pushing up far. Seraph has no TP. Likely this is timed out by CLG, and this is going to be a 5v4 potentially. So they're going to have to back off. They need to play it safe, allow Seraph time to either get up there or at least have the TP cooldown. And I've got to say, I've been loving how explosive of a team Envy has been coming, even in their losses to Immortals. Yes, they did have some overdives where they got punished, but the initial plays, they all commit to it, and they all go full in on the call, which is something that's very fun to watch. These teams that do not get afraid just because one play goes bad. They commit to the plays as a team. They're playing very explosive League of Legends, and it's exciting to watch.
Yeah, and this is something we talked about with CLG earlier. They're a legacy team. They've been playing in the LCS since before there was an LCS. Envy, this is their first split, and they're keeping pace with top-tier teams in these very competitive matches. Some of that might be due to the experience from Seraph, who's been playing in the LCS for a long time as well.
Yeah.
Previously on CLG, so playing against that former roster. However, the top tier 2 is sieged by Envy. There's the decisive call we were talking about. Aframu, he doesn't have any flash and goes down to Ninja. Tier 2 and a kill for Envy.
Afro too far up, gets tagged, gonna lose his life for it. And Seraph is split pushing in the bot lane. They still have a lot of time on the Baron. Multiple waves gonna be crashing in here onto CLG. And now how do they split their resources? How do they deal with this? Proxen taking some damage. Not in too much threat just yet, though. And top lane and bot lane both being pushed in.
Yeah. Envy pressuring 3 different locations right now. No one's able to defend it in time, despite Stixxay being there. Darshan gonna try to duel with Seraph one more time. Flash for the chase. Seraph still has his. Will he be able to make it over the wall? Darshan, he's saving onto it. The stun. Flash over the wall. Oh, but Darshan can't follow up. And the 1v1 means that Seraph is able to get away. The top inhibitor goes down. He's recalling, though.
He's gonna be out of there. Baron recall too quick. And, oh, okay. He decides to cancel it. Gets a little bit nervous. And Darshan looking for the chase at the same time. You know, Darshan still winning that 1v1, has the GA. He's doing great things for the team, and they're looking to pick up the Mountain Drake. So they do stem the bleeding there. Could have been a lot worse as they lose a member, and I thought they were going to lose an inhib, but they do lose the inhibitor turret. Not much more than that. Gold lead still very close. Their top laner still winning the 1v1s. That is key. CLG just needs to kind of hang around this game, look for the picks with their CC comp, and they certainly can still win this game.
Excellent adaptations we're seeing out of both teams over the course of this game. CLG, after minor early deficit to Envy, were able to recover, find some picks to get themselves a lead, but Envy not faltering, make some decisive calls of their own that results in a Baron and a few kills, bring them right back into the lead, now with an exposed inhibitor in that top lane. So still very close match between these two teams.
Has been super back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, CLG getting out a bit to an early lead, stumbles a bit, Envy gets some kills back, then CLG kind of able to open things up, and that one big call to take the Baron, get the kills, puts Envy into the lead, but still a lot of scaling power on CLG. Aurelia outscaling that Renekton, and we do have a very powerful Cass working towards the 4th item here for Huki. We'll see what plays he's going to be able to make. You know, Ashe has built up a very big CS advantage as well. 3-0-6 here for Stixxay.
Whoa, Hugi looking for the solo kill. He's caught in the stun. Ninja drops a cleanse and walks away.
Yeah, flash there from Hugi. Also does get out the cleanse, but it's a summoner trade, still in the advantage of Ninja. I would take that trade unless they can land some CC on Ninja and get a pick. That's what they're going to have to look for now. Know that he has no cleanse. You have Ashe Arrow, you have Flash Coons, Flash Hooks, etc. If you can find something like that on him and capitalize on that summoner that you have taken out, that would be big for CLG.
Now Baron's up in a minute.
Yeah.
Envy currently trying to leave some vision on that top side of the map. Might look for another decisive play on that side, but it is cleared out rather quickly by CLG. The deepest ward is in that red pit. So we'll see if Envy will look to contest that. 40 seconds away.
Darshan
yeah,
pushing out bot lane. They're trying to get the waves in their favor and looking to set up for that, as you said.
Yeah. So Seraph now level 17. Darshan 16 might be an advantage, but Elixir of Wrath for Darshan. Ooh, he's going to want the kill.
The important part here is that they are expecting Darshan to go aggressive for the kill. Look at Proxen moving down the bot lane here. He's going to sneak up, and he's going to try to bait it out. So Seraph is actually looking for him to go in on this 1v1. And then surprise, the Rek'Sai is here too. We'll see if Darshan commits too heavily. Here comes the Rek'Sai.
Yeah, tunnels in nice and quick. Darshan is going to be knocked up. He's got the Guardian Angel, though. It is going to be popped.
Oh, that's so bad. Not only is he going to lose his life, he loses the GA charge as well. CLG needs to make something happen now, but that is a massive play for Envy. They read Darshan like a book.
Yeah, quick kill for Envy. And they're going to pressure this bottom lane. Teleport and Void Rush for Seraph and Proxen means they can quite easily catch up to the rest of their team if CLG try to make a call. And so far, they're dancing around the Baron, but they can't make anything happen.
And now they're just going to lose an inhibitor turret for free. Seraph is already going to be on that, and if they didn't make the decision to go for the Baron now, it'd be way too late. So they kind of hesitate, and they're going to be way too late on this play. We'll see if Seraph can escape. There's the Rek'Sai ultimate. Seraph gets out in time. They're moving over to the Baron, and Envy perhaps wants to start it up, but it's Seraph threatening the inhibitor, and Aphromoo the only one moving back. What can he do? It's going to be a free inhibitor for Envy.
Yeah, 7 seconds before Darshan is going to be up. Now has a giant belt, more health to try looking for these duels and survive just a bit longer. As Envy, oh, they're making the call for the Baron right now.
Yeah, Darshan may be able to stop him. We'll see. The inhibitor is going to go down.
Arrow onto Hakuho. Stixxay is able to zone away as Darshan chases Seraph. Double summoners for both of those top laners. Trying to trade it out. Darshan gets some good damage. Last time Seraph was able to escape. There's the stun dash. There's There's the second one, and Darshan decides to let him go. CLG, however, race down the mid lane. They beat the recall of Envy. They're going to be able to take an inhibitor turret.
Nicely played, tit for tat, getting something back, but that first play from CLG, they got paralyzed a little bit. Darshan got caught, and they didn't know what to do. They were hoping that they could bait Envy in, thinking that they would start up the Baron. Unfortunately, Envy does not go for it. They continue pushing, get a free inhib out of it. The base has been cracked open very heavily by Envy, so with one inhib down, another inhib open, one more team fight could be the game here for Envy, and they're going to look for it.
Yeah, this game has been blow for blow, back and forth between the teams. Envy, minor advantage as they've got just a little bit more gold, and they were able to crack the inhibitor in that bottom lane due to that successful play. CLG, though, they clear out the Scuttle Crab and immediately start burning through that Baron. They've got one Mountain Drake, Cassiopeia, and Ashe doing enormous damage. They're going to be able to clear it out before Envy can respond.
Though. If they die, this is the game.
Knock up onto Huhi. He's in the front. Petrifying Gaze finds Seraph. He's pulled back in. They're trying to get some damage, but Seraph flashes to safety, and Envy are able to disengage. Stixxay, scares them away.
That is huge for CLG. They get their Baron, they get out with their lives. Had they lost that team fight, it would have been a game ender. Fortunately for them, they're still alive. The Elder Dragon is coming up. Envy want to rush this because even though they have no dragons, okay, they're not actually going to make the call to try to get over there and get the vision. I thought they were going to try to rush over and set up vision because CLG has 4 dragons. If they get the Elder Dragon, that's going to be insane amounts of true damage added in addition to the Baron. So CLG now making that call, putting themselves in a great position to win that game. If they can pick up the Elder Dragon, would be massive. And it's a tough spot for Envy because they get very little out of it, but they have to deny it.
Yeah, Seraph on the other side of the map with teleport. Darshan with a teleport of his own. CLG, they're looking for the pick. No Enchanted Crystal Arrow. They're spotted out by a ward, and Envy are able to back away.
Yeah, it's a risky dance still. Elder does take some time to kill. It's very tanky. It's like Baron basically, and the inhibitors are open, so it's still risky. But they're going to start it up, and they can kill it very quickly, especially with Huhi. But Huhi is kind of on zoning duty right now here, trying to stop them from coming in. Throws down the miasma.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of health on this though. This is dangerous. We'll see if CLG commits, and for now they will back off. Mission completed for Envy. Top lane and bot lane both pushing in. And CLG has some maintenance work to do. Darshan goes to clean up the wave.
Yeah, Envy are trying to race down the mid lane, but Xmithie and Stixxay beat them there and are able to keep that standing. Now suddenly it's Envy in the superior position. Huhi trying to be a bit of a snake in the grass, look for a pick, but Envy don't take that route.
I'll give you that one. So, once again,
it's a tense game. You gotta
keep on your toes. For it. Here they go.
Xmithie in the front. There's the miasma. Teleport. A huge petrifying gaze stalls it out, but CLG are all grouped up. Xmithie dashes forward. Envy are trying to back away from the concentrated effort. Seraph gets caught by the arrow and pulled back in. He's going to be the first death for Envy, and with the Baron buff still on for another minute, CLG look to break this inhib.
Yeah, and they have the inside track on mid lane here. We'll see if Envy can get back in there to defend. It's not looking like it. Darshan zoning them out. They want to go straight for the inhibitor.
Darshan races forward. Minions shoving in the top and bottom lane for Envy. Is going to buy a lot of time. Are they going to try to end the game?
Yeah,
they're pushing forward. They've only got 50 seconds left, and the minions are cleared so quickly by Victor and Sivir. This is a very greedy way to try to end it.
They're going.
The turret is still standing. They try to catch back up. Darshan in the front looking for a pick. Again, the pick-based composition. They've got another minion wave.
This is risky. Afro and Huhi are low. Envy needs to hold on, though. And Ninja is low as well. He may be caught here.
They're pushing forward. The hook goes wide. On the hunt. Kites them out. Xmithie looks for some damage. Stixxay takes down the turret. He's flashed on by Proxton. Can they survive long enough to win the game here? As Hakuho has trying to knock the stun onto Huhi. That's going to be the death of Proxton.
4 seconds on Seraph.
Yeah, the Nexus is bare, though. And CLG are trying to burn it down.
They
succeed. And 41.5 minutes in, CLG take the win over Envy.
In classic CLG.